Hi everyone, Nicole Moore, love coach at LoveWorks here with another edition of Flirty Friday, where I share with you my best quick tips to have an awesome love life and relationship. Today, I want to talk to you about how do you make a man addicted to you? So not in a crazy stalker sense. We're talking a healthy, great guy. How do you make him want to be around you all the time? Well, you do that with how you show up. So it's not about looking perfect or acting perfect. It's about the space you create for him. So I was lying with my man on the couch, and he looked at me. We were, face to face, and he said, when you look at me, it's not just that you love me. I feel like you are loving my whole soul. And that really struck me because I said, yeah, that's what all men want. So men want to be seen, loved, appreciated, respected. If you can give a man those things, he is going to want to be by your side always. Why? Because think about the world of men for a second, okay? Competition, they've got to be the alpha dog, they've got to be the best. A lot of men, even in their close male relationships, aren't necessarily having a safe space. A lot of guys relate. They'll be, kind of jabbing at each other, or, their jokes are cutting at each other. Men very often do not experience a space where they feel totally accepted, totally approved of, and totally respected. If you can create that space for a man, he's never going to leave your side. I promise you. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing is you've got to see him. You've really got to see him. And what I mean by that is the lens that you're looking at him through has to be one of total appreciation. You have to be looking for what is incredible about this man in front of me. I want you to do this even if you're on date one with a guy. So I don't want you to go into the date thinking, am I going to get all the things on my list that I think I need? Is it going to be my husband? None of that. Because when you're doing that, you're thinking about what am I going to get? You're not thinking about what is the space I'm providing. Course in Miracles says to have, give. And so this is the giving way to get what you want, but you're still getting what you want. So when you go on the date, I want you to be looking at this guy, or when you're with your partner, wherever you're at on your love journey, I want you to be looking for what is incredible about this person. What is amazing about this person? If you were to, at the end of the date, somebody were to ask you, I want you to really tell me, what's the most incredible thing about this person? What would you say? So, one example from my life. So my man is very in touch with his emotions. And he really loves food. And we've been out to dinner before. We both love eating. I remember one time we got this flourless chocolate souffle at this restaurant in New York. And he actually started tearing up because the meal was so good it moved him to tears. That's how in touch he is with his emotions. Now, at first, that was a little confronting for me. Like the first time I saw him cry, not gonna lie. Because we're trained as women, sometimes, not to embrace men's emotions. But what I did is I said, can I find the genius in this? Not can I find what's wrong with him? Can I find the genius in this? And I saw it's actually brilliant. This man is in touch with himself. And because he's so in touch with himself, he can be there for me. And guess what? I can cry in front of my man. I can throw a fit if I want to. I can be any way I need to be, and he will accept me because he's done that with himself. So it's actually this incredible gift that he has. But if I was looking with the lens of judgment, I might go, oh my God, like he's too, emotional, or I'm uncomfortable with this. So I want to put a caveat here, okay? If you're the kind of woman that makes excuses for guys, and you know that you do, and you tolerate crumbs, or maybe you're chasing unavailable men, this is not the tip for you. I only want you to use this, ladies, on healthy men. I'm not talking about making a guy who's crappy great. But what happens a lot of the time with women is that you actually have a good guy in front of you. You're just looking for the wrong thing. You're so focused on, am I going to get every single thing on my checklist, that you're not realizing that if you can provide a space for a man where he feels really seen, really appreciated for who he is, really respected, he's going to want to give you all of those things on your checklist. I promise you. So how you make a man addicted to you is you create a space for him where when he's in your presence, he feels like you really see him. See what's good in him. See what's brilliant in him. And you recognize that. You appreciate the man constantly. So I still, every single time my man pays for dinner or lunch or whatever, I thank him every single time. Every single time he opens the door for me, I thank him. I am always thanking him for everything he does, whether it's something little like taking out the garbage or something huge like, I'm pregnant right now, and he'll run out to get me whatever I need. In my presence, he always feels like I really get him and I really appreciate him. And I really love him and all of that. But why this is so important, ladies, is because men don't experience this in the outside world. Think about it. They're waking up, they're going to work, they have to prove themselves. Then they're with their friends, and there's not a lot of times a real intimate connection. When are they ever getting a space where they're appreciated? Another tip, okay, for how to make a man feel so great around you that he's naturally addicted to you. Most men do not get the experience of feeling, or a lot of men, sexually pursued and desired. What I mean by that is, I don't want you pursuing men, I want you in the feminine role. But if you say to a man, I'm really turned on by you, for example, he gets to feel sexy. Think about it, women. Think about how many times in your life you've been catcalled, or a guy's come up to you to ask you out. What we don't think about as women is that men are always in the pursuing role. And so because they're always in the pursuing role, they're not getting that experience of feeling desired. So many men I talk to don't feel desired. So I'm not telling you to force, go up to a guy and, jump his bones. But a little simple phrase like, I'm so turned on by you, has him feel, again, in your presence, appreciated. So if you want a guy to always want to be around you, create a great space for him to be around you. Make him feel so amazing in your presence that he doesn't want to be anywhere else. Now again, if he's not treating you right, that's a different story. We're talking about a great guy who has the capacity to treat you really well. Here's the thing. Men are really simple. If you appreciate them, if you treat them well, they are going to want to make you happy. Women usually have more demands than men. But if he feels good around you, he's going to want to give you everything on your list and more. I know it to be true because that's what I experience with my man every single day. So to recap, to make a man addicted to you, look at him, trying to find what is incredible about him. What is genius about him? What is that thing maybe that, he's maybe not fully owning in himself yet because society says it's wrong, or he hasn't fully owned it, like my man with his emotions. Can you be the woman that sees that brilliance and reflects it back to him? This is love. This is you doing a service for someone else. At the end of the day, ladies, wouldn't you want every single guy who interacts with you to feel better about himself as a result of interacting with you? If you say yes, you're in a space of love and you're in a great place to attract lots of love. So I hope this Flirty Friday tip was helpful for you. Practice this on your next date, on your next trip with your man, whatever. Focus only on this in your head. What's genius about him? What's genius about him? What's incredible about him? You're going to notice he feels differently in front of you because it's an energy thing and you'll get a different response from him, okay? Try this tip out. Again, if you have a Flirty Friday question that you want me to answer, go ahead and click the link below. You can fill out the form to submit a question, and if we choose your question, we'll let you know when the video is coming out. Thanks so much for checking out this Flirty Friday video, and go have a Flirty Friday.